This week's Four Downs is brought to you by Elite Sports Tours as we recap the year that was 2014. We invite you, as always, to join us on our social networks to have your say and share your opinion. We welcome an all RBTL panel. The boys are back for the very first time. Great to see you, David Hurley, RBTL contributor.
Glad to be back.
To your right is Pierre Evans-Just. Good to see you.
Glad to be back.
And to my left, our soccer insider, RBTL contributor, Anthony Cornelli.
New chair, new year.
All right, 2014, you talk about a new year. Last year was quite the year. A lot of ups, and downs. But you take a look at some of the most outstanding, dominant performances that teams have had. It's been a crazy year for dominance. Any one in particular stand out for you?
Oh, Super Bowl last year, when you look at the Denver Broncos getting beat by the Seattle Seahawks 43-8. Peyton Manning having a hard time in New York like that. That was a great performance. It shows all-around defense, and it really, really was a great team performance.
And you've been pretty hard on Peyton Manning with regards to the big games. So
yeah.
is that one of the reasons why you went with that?
Well, no, it's actually just the way that they did the whole playoff run. I mean, the fact they beat San Francisco at home the way they did, and then to go and beat Denver the way that they did in New York, that was incredible, and it was really a total team performance.
Can they do it again real quick, 2015?
I hope that they do. Yeah, I think they will.
Pierre?
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced about that. For me, it was the San Antonio Spurs, a team that suffered the kind of defeat they did the year before. Coming back, guys are older, so you're wondering if they're on their last legs. And coming into the series, people expected Miami to beat them again, and to go through that series and dominate them by a record margin in terms of point differential, in terms of scoring. For me, it was the most. Not only the most important performance of the year, but it was the most memorable because of the guys there. 5th championship for Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan and Tony Parker.
They beat the Heat too.
And they did beat them down and basically got LeBron to move back to Cleveland. And for me, that was probably the most memorable.
There's no doubt that Greg Popovich has this team aspect going on. It's incredible to see how the Spurs buy into it. I mean, they truly are a team.
Yeah, they're the best organization in sports.
Exactly. They're not a team of superstars, more of a superstar team. You see that all the time. You use that expression. I use that quite often. But that team really represented. Can they go all the way again this year, do you think, 2015?
Yeah, I believe they can. They have the personnel to do so. Guys just have to be healthy.
But a year older, though.
Yeah, they're a year older. But Kawhi Leonard,
Conference.
MVP last year in the playoffs, he's a year older with more experience. And Tim Duncan is still at the top of his game, and Tony Parker is still at the top of his game. Manu Ginobili, they have the possibilities to do it.
Anthony?
Before I start, I'm going to go with the old saying, a game of football is 90 minutes, and in the end, the Germans always win. Germans became the first.
I'd like to know who that comes from.
It's an old
German from Jurgen Klopp.
It's an old British saying, actually, but the first European team to win a World Cup on that side of the board, South America, North America. They went in Brazil. They dismantled Brazil in the semifinal 7-1. That brought 200 million Brazilians to tears. Maybe a few suicides. We don't know. And they went through France and Messi's Argentina in the final. So any team that beats France, Brazil, and Argentina on the way to a World Cup final deserves it. They had 5 players on the All-11 team. Neuer won Golden Gloves. Mueller, silver ball, was runner-up to the Golden Shoot. And they just dominated the tournaments. Boring, controlled, robotic soccer.
That 7-1 beatdown in the semifinal.
That was unprecedented.
Unbelievable.
They were dominant.
I don't think any team can ever manhandle Brazil like that if it wasn't for the Germans to do that. And I don't think we'll ever see a game like that again, let alone
it was
Brazil.
over in 20 minutes. It was 5-0 in 20 minutes.
That was fantastic.
Incredible.
I celebrated every goal like it was a World Cup for me. And, I'm Italian.
And I bet you weren't the only one in the
times.
country that did that.
I'm going to go with the LA Kings. Seeing what they did in the playoffs was unbelievable. 26 games played in the postseason, 6 elimination games, even doing it against Chicago in Game 7, courtesy of Martinez. A great performance once again by the LA Kings. And again, being able to showcase that they can go the distance, that they love being under the pressure. And 2 out of 3 for a market that really needed it. They were the laughingstock for the organization, for the NHL for many years. Finally, they're back to their winning ways.
It's great
San
Jose.
It was unbelievable. Down 3-0, come back to win the series 4-3.
Chicago as well. That was basically the final.
Stay with us after the break, gentlemen. I want to change gears a little bit. I want to talk to you guys a little about your individual performer of the year. I know we didn't have a chance to touch on it, but we will. And we're also going to talk about your heroes and zeros. Stay with us, all that and more, all right here on REID Between the Lines.